Hi everyone, thanks for tuning in. Tonight I'm going to just cover some information on the new Sony ECM-B10 shotgun microphone, made specifically for newer cameras with the Sony digital hot shoe built in, but also compatible with some older Sony cameras. So to start off the video, I'm just going to start from the perspective of a complete beginner, which I'm not too far removed from myself, to be quite frank. For demonstration, I am using the Sony a7 IV, as you can see. And for those of you who are truly new to cameras, on your camera you're going to have a cover over the hot shoe that slides backward. Slides right off to reveal the digital hot shoe. And we're going to take the Sony shotgun mic, and it's a little bit tricky to get arranged, or it was for me anyway. On the bottom of the casing you'll actually see that there is a small lock that helps lock the microphone into place once you have it mounted on the camera. Make sure that the lock is actually pressed up to give you some clearance, as you can see that small gap, so that you can actually mount it into the hot shoe mount so that it slides into place, and then you'll be able to lock it down, as I'm going to display here. Once it snaps in, you'll hear a small click, and from there you're going to want to take the ring and turn it clockwise, and that locks it firmly into place. Part of what I like about this, and I know some people haven't liked them on these new Sony shotgun mics, is that they aren't firm, they aren't held in place. They do have a little bit of give, almost like there's a small little spring inside of the base to give it some flexibility, so that if you do happen to knock it, you're not going to break anything, you're not going to crack plastic or anything like that. So you'll see that obviously I already have the included sock on top of the mic. I'll go ahead and remove that. I was using it to test a little bit earlier, and that gives you an idea of the actual size, from a size perspective, of the mic itself as compared to the camera. You can see that more or less comes out almost even to the viewfinder on the back side, and I'm using the standard kit lens that comes with the a7 IV for this particular example, and you'll see that the mic doesn't even reach the end of my small rig cage that I have the camera in. Size is great. It does have 4 mics on the top of it, unlike the larger version of this, which, if I'm not mistaken, has 8 mics built onto it. It's quite a bit larger, quite a bit longer, but this is actually, honestly, sound quality wise, been phenomenal so far. So for the purposes of the demo, I'm going to leave the windsock off. I'm inside at this point, but it's extremely simple to put on, just like a sock. Essentially, you just place it on one end and pull back until it fits snugly over the other end, and you're all ready to go. So the great thing about this is that this is actually manufactured for the new Sony cameras with the built-in digital hot shoe. So the controls on the back of the mic, it's going to give you the choice between digital or analog. I'd suggest, if you're using anything modern, the a7 IV, obviously the a1, anything within the last couple of years that has the built-in hot shoe, just go ahead and leave that setting in digital. You also have a filtering option available to you. You have a low-cut filter. It also gives you the option to attenuate. For my purposes, I just left everything in default with no attenuation at all. You can lower your volume by 10 decibels or 20 decibels if you should feel the need. And you also have the ability, as displayed up here, to actually have the microphone pickup sound directionally straight at you, you have the option of having it pick up sound from behind the camera, which is great. And you also have the bottom version, which picks up omnidirectional sound. Both voices, ambient sounds from around you. If you're at a beach, if you're filming a sporting event, you want to get some crowd noise, some ambient noise in the background, it makes it easy to do that. You have a level control for your volume, which I have it set how it was right out of the box from the factory. And you also have the audio level. You can set it manually, or you can leave it on auto. I have to tell you that from an on-camera mic perspective, I left every single setting as is out of the box, attached it to the A7 IV, hit record and started talking, and the audio was absolutely phenomenal. There was no peaking, it wasn't quiet, it wasn't loud, it wasn't muffled, and it wasn't echoey. Right now, I'm actually filming this episode for now on the DJI wireless mic with a Rode lavalier mic plugged into it, just so that I could demonstrate so I could demonstrate the features without having to have the camera on. So what I'm going to do now is go ahead and transition out and give you an idea of a couple of sound samples, and let me know what you think in the comments below. Thank you very much for watching. Speaking from behind the camera at a distance of approximately 2 feet with the Sony ECM-B10. Speaking with the ambient sound selection selected on the microphone from a distance of approximately 2 feet with the Sony ECM-B10.